Welcome to the Real Film Nerds Podcast.
Well, hello, boys and girls. Yes, it has been a while. We took a week off because Mysterious Mike Talent decided to travel the world over his Thanksgiving holiday. He went to Africa and Australia and over to Japan. He did not eat turkey. He ate whatever they serve for Thanksgiving in Japan. Probably, I don't know, sushi maybe. But anyways, we are back. Oh, he's laughing. There he is. I will just say, Mysterious Mike Talent, how was the world travels?
It was great, man. It was great. Great. There's nothing like going around the world and eating some other culture's food. Japan doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Nobody does except for us.
Yeah, but what did you have when you were over there on Thanksgiving?
Oh, sushi, dude. Come on.
That's what I figured.
And nori.
Did you have some yellowtail or blowfish?
No, dude, I'm not going to try that blowfish. It's scary.
Pussy. What do you have to live for? Oh, that's right. You have a family. I forget. Mike has a family and people that need him and people that he cares about. I'd be down. I'll give some blowfish a try.
Nice, dude. You'll go hit it up. You like that raw fish?
Dude, I like sushi. It's good. Okay. I do. I like all fish for the most part. I don't think I've come across a fish I'm not a huge fan of. I don't think squid or octopus technically count as fish, but you know, as long as it's cooked okay, it's all right. Like calamari's good.
Gotcha.
So anyways, all right, I will get going since Mike is now starting to catch my yawnings because, I only sleep like 5 hours a night and he sleeps like 8 and it's not enough. But anyways, Real Film Nerds Podcast, episode number 350. We said we were going to talk about Hunger Games if we did a podcast last week. We did not. So we're not talking about Hunger Games. I don't think Mike even saw it.
I didn't get a chance, no.
I did. It was okay. Better than the last two of the first series. Not as good as the first two. That's my opinion. If you want to hear it, it's on the radio that I do every day. I don't remember what episode that was. It was probably the 17th, I think, is when I talked about that, November 17th. Anyways, right. This week we're talking about Napoleon. Mike, I know you don't like history. You like math and science. You don't care for history. Did you enjoy Napoleon before we get into your breakdown?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. As far as the history stuff, I would want to just double check some of it. I think it was mostly right. And I remembered a few things, but not going to lie, it's been quite a while since there was any time where I was studying anything to do with Napoleon or how the conquering and different stuff around the world went. I know everybody makes fun of Napoleon for screwing up, but he also did really well for a while, so I don't know. I don't know, man.
Well, Mike, luckily you have a nerd like me that enjoys history and has a minor in history, so I researched what the movie got right and what the movie got wrong, and we will go over some of it possibly throughout the film. Or no, throughout the podcast about the film. How's that?
Yeah.
There.
That sounds good.
Okay, that'll work. Mike, so with all that out of the way, let's see if you can pronounce these names.
Okay, let's do it, Matt. So, like Matt said, we are reviewing Napoleon. This movie was directed by Ridley Scott. It was written by David Scarpa. It is starring Joaquin Phoenix, Vanessa Kirby, Tahar Rahim, Rupert Everett. And this movie is an epic that details the checkered rise and fall of French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte and his relentless journey to power through the prism of his addictive, volatile relationship with his wife, Josephine.
Wow, okay, all right. You were throwing some words in there, Mike. It's okay.
Yeah, well,
It's okay. I can't talk today either, so. Napoleon, you said it was just okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I built this movie up too much or if it was just the mood that I was in or whatever, but to me it was just okay. Like it's not bad. It's an epic. It's really centered on Napoleon and how he's kind of feeling, what he perceives people to be feeling about him, and kind of his obsession with his wife, Josephine. Really, I mean, that's most of the movie.
So, Mike, I thought this movie was pretty good. This is the short version done by Apple TV. The legit Apple TV version is going to be released on their streaming service. It is going to be 4 hours long.
Oh, so they like shortened it for the theater?
They shortened it for the theaters. Yep. They told Ridley Scott they needed a short version. And so they're going to get a long version on Apple TV Plus. I kind of am excited for the long version because the short version, I think they left a lot of stuff out. I think the pacing wasn't super great. I think it just seemed like they jumped around a lot. And this movie feels like it takes place over 2 or 3 years, when in reality it takes place over almost 20. So I just think there's a lot of stuff that was cut out that probably will make it a more fulfilling film. I thought it was, for as awesome and great as I liked most of it, I thought it dragged ass in parts, and I think that was just the way it had to be re-edited for the big screen.
Yeah, I'll agree, Matt. It definitely had some very slow parts in it, and I was just like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. Like, I guess my expectations for Ridley Scott are pretty high because he's done so many awesome movies. So I probably judged a little harsher than I might have on other epic type movies, like done by people, like, I mean, he did Gladiator, man. Gladiator.
Yep. He did Gladiator, and he did Aliens, and he did countless other films that
Black Hawk Down
are very, very well known. Yes. Black Hawk Down is another one. So I think he was the right one to do it. I know a 4-hour long movie is going to be fucking brutal, but I just think it's probably going to be paced appropriately and more how this movie really should have been. But I don't know. We will see when it comes out, if I have the time, which, if the market keeps doing the wonderfulness that it is, I should have plenty of time. I will watch it and I will report back if it's better than the the movie theater version. But I don't know. We'll see. Overall, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. The battle scenes were freaking awesome. Joaquin Phoenix was incredible. Vanessa Kirby was fantastic. The directing was fine. The costuming by far is one of the best things in this film. Cinematography is great. I mean, just overall, the whole movie was really on point, other than the pacing, in my opinion. The story was interesting. There's things they were correct on, and there's things they exaggerated on. I guess we could talk about it because it's not really spoilers when it's history.
Yeah, but, it's history. It's hard to spoil historic events, right?
So, like, here's one right now that you probably don't know, but that whole scene where he got a letter about his wife cheating on him, and he's in Egypt and he leaves the battlefield and rushes back to France.
Oh, he didn't get a letter. Remember his buddy or his captain?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That whole thing didn't happen.
What?
He did not pick up everything and leave.
Oh, but he probably did. He find out at that? Because it sounded like it was being written in the papers, or at least they showed.
He might have found out, but he did not leave his post, and he did not leave Egypt until after the campaign was over to go back.
Oh, okay.
He did not.
Did they do that for dramatic effect?
I guess, yeah. I mean, he did not desert his men. Another one that's pretty big too is Napoleon. They show him leading battles and like riding a horse and like being up front of like the battles and stuff. Never did that. He was at the battles. He was at the the places, but there's no proof or no evidence that he was actually in the fighting.
Oh, was he always just hanging back, like strategizing?
Well, yeah, was the emperor. He was a general. He was the one doing all the moves, you know? You don't want to have your best, piece out on the chessboard, you know? So that's another thing that was made up for the film.
So I mean, well, I'll ask you after we get to the point. Well, I'll just ask you this anyway. Matt, just so we can just stop blurring the lines of what spoilers or not, I'm just going to ask you, Matt, what are you drinking this fine morning, evening, afternoon?
Well, Mike, thank you for asking. I don't know. I mean, spoilers, not spoilers. It's history, dude. It's fact.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. You could read about this in many, many hundreds of books I think I heard a number of there's 400 or 500 books written just on Napoleon.
Wow.
That's pretty intense. But
It
anyways,
is pretty intense.
I am drinking, back to my gold standard, a 4 Peaks Kilt Lifter.
Awesome. Well, I'm just having a normal hopping nomad from Aldi IPA.
Well, that's good, Mike. I'm glad you are back to your IPAs from Aldi. I wouldn't expect anything more.
That's true. You wouldn't.
Not after your world travels, but you still have enough for your IPA.
For now.
All right, Mike. So what is this week's just absolutely amazing dad joke?
I got dad jokes. I don't think they understand though. Gotta think I'm funny. Other people never laugh though. Dad jokes.
Oh, dude, you're gonna love it. It's on topic. Why did Napoleon always carry a ruler?
I don't know, Mike. Why did Napoleon always carry a ruler?
Because he wanted to rule over everything, even measurements.
That's pretty lame, but it is definitely on point for being a dad joke.
Yeah, see, dude, did it. Bam.
I thought you were going to say something about his height.
No.
Which is interesting because his height, he was not that short.
He wasn't?
He was not. That's a tale that has been told down through the years. According to history, Napoleon was actually 5'6". And everyone's like, well, Joaquin Phoenix is so tall to be playing Napoleon. Guess how tall Joaquin Phoenix is?
5'8".
Yep, he is 5'8". So he's only 2 inches taller than Napoleon in real life. Now, the one that's really bad, though, is that when Napoleon was doing most of this stuff, he was in his late 20s, which would have been Joaquin Phoenix gladiator time, not Joaquin Phoenix Napoleon time. Joaquin Phoenix is in his late 40s now, and Napoleon died in his late 40s, I believe.
Ah, okay. I gotcha.
So anyways, with all that out of the way, Mike, let's ask the most important question of the podcast. How does Napoleon relate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
That is a very important question, Matt, and I had to dig a little bit deeper for this one. There wasn't as many people. I don't know. It looks like Ridley Scott kind of has a crew as well with all the movies he's done, and not a lot of them have ventured off to do any MCU movies. So this brings us down to the makeup department. Kat Ali worked on Black Widow and Avengers Age of Ultron. So, couple movies. So, that was the first one I could find.
Did you scroll through our stars, Mike?
Yeah, I scrolled through.
And there was no one in any of our top 5 or 10 stars that were in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Not that I'm aware of, Matt. Do you know of one?
No, I'm not. I'm just asking. Because I know sometimes you'll do that. You'll just give up and you'll be like, nah, screw it. I'm going to go to the makeup department or the set painter or whatever, because I know you love that.
I do, dude. I do. But I mean, it's pretty epic, Matt, that after all these podcasts, there's only been like, what, 3, 4 that I couldn't find an MCU tie-in of like everything we've reviewed.
Yeah, it was something like that. I mean, I think didn't we even find one for the RRR?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. So that wasn't even made in this country, and we still found someone. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyways, Mike. So to apologize for taking last week off, how about a giveaway?
Oh, dude, that sounds awesome. What do we got?
So, Mike, this week we're giving away digital codes, digital downloads to own the movie Dumb Money, the GameStop story.
Oh yeah, dude. That one that I didn't even see that movie, but it looked fun, dude, and it's crazy. It's so recent too.
I did not get to see it in the theaters either. I don't remember what was going on, what we reviewed that week, but it came out against a big, hard-hitting film that we went and reviewed, and I don't remember what it was. But it doesn't matter, because now we're giving you, our lovely listeners, a chance to be entered into a drawing to win a free digital download code for Dumb Money. Mike, how is this for a question to be entered into the raffle? You have to tell us what your favorite Ridley Scott film is.
Dude, I think that's a great thing, and he has so many movies in his catalog. I think it should be easy.
Mike, okay, then you go first since it's so easy.
Dude, Alien.
Alien. I figured you probably would jump right on Alien. There are several that I like that he has done. I really, really, really liked Gladiator. I think it's one of the best films he's ever done. But on the flip side, I really like Alien as well. But one that I think gets overlooked as one of his is hold on, the 1982 classic. I was trying to make sure he was the director before I said something. The 1982 classic Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think it gets overlooked. It's just been a long time, dude.
I know it's been a long time, but I mean, everybody thinks of the new one. They don't think of that one. And that is an incredible film. Another really good one, Mike, American Gangster.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he has such a prolific career. I mean, he's done all kinds of things. All kinds.
Yeah, it says he has directed 52 films and he has 4 upcoming films.
Wow, 52. That's awesome.
So, and I would say Napoleon is not my favorite Ridley Scott film, but I would say it's probably my top 5 as of right now. But I still, for me, it's a toss-up between Gladiator and Blade Runner. I'd probably do Blade Runner just because I love sci-fi so much.
Yeah, and that was like a revolutionary, awesome movie.
It was, especially for its time. It was huge, just like Alien. Dude, Alien was extremely revolutionary when it came out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was like one of his first movies. Or was that his first movie?
As a director?
As a full, like a feature film?
It looks like it. Hold on. No. It was his second. It was his second. He did a film in 1977 called The Duelists.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then Alien came out in 79. But before that, he directed a bunch of TV episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. So he was building up, learning how to do direction.
Yeah. Learning the craft. But anyway, so to be entered in for a drawing for a copy of Dumb Money digital download code, go ahead and email Mike at realfilmnerds.com with your pick. He will put you in the raffle, and we will let you know if you win or if you don't win, and we will send you that digital code to your email. So make sure your email is valid. But anyways, Mike, let me get to it. Here's our business. Bring home the wildly hilarious movie Dumb Money, about a group of everyday people who flipped the script on Wall Street and got rich doing it. It is certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, with critics calling it massively entertaining and not to be missed. Dumb Money is currently available to buy now on digital, and it is rated R.
All right, man. That's very cool. Very cool. I think that is a very good prize, and I look forward to getting those emails at mike@realfilmnerds.com.
So, anyways, you got that email? Let's continue with our review. Mike, what else do you want to add about Napoleon?
Matt, so the beginning scene when, well, not quite the beginning, but the beginning battle, I guess, the beginning fight with Napoleon, where he kind of storms the port or whatever. I don't know.
When they're storming the, it's like it's a port, but it's a town, and they're storming for lack of a better word, basically a fortress.
Yeah. I was gonna say fort, but I didn't know if that was correct. Anyway, when they're doing that, and like Joaquin Phoenix's character is like clearly, Napoleon is clearly like nervous and stuff. I love that scene. I thought it was like, well, that's how it would be. You're like hyped up on adrenaline, and like you don't know if it's gonna work. Like he has all this pressure on himself. I thought that was great.
Well, and that very well could have been a true story there, because he was not a general or an emperor by then. He was just a captain. So he might have been on the front lines, but he still was commanding his army there. Or not his army at that point. It was probably a battalion, but...
Yeah, but he was like so nervous because he knew that a lot was riding on him, like completing it and it working. And I don't know. I thought that scene was just really pivotal. It was a great way to start.
Oh, yeah, it was great. And it shows that was one of the best, not the best, but it was a pretty good battle scene, because Napoleon was in 61 battles over his lifetime. And they went into a little detail about that at the end, but we only get like 4, maybe 5 battles in this entire film, which is one of my complaints about it. Is I wish there was more battles and fight scenes and less about his romantic relationship with Josephine. Now, granted, that is still a very important part of this film, because she is clearly one of the reasons why he did a lot of the things that he did.
Yeah, Matt, was it true historically that when Josephine died, that somebody, the servant or somebody, took all the letters and like auctioned them off?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look that up. I should have looked that up, but no, I don't know if that's true or not. I wouldn't be surprised if it is true, because that's pretty common for people to do shit like that, because stuff like that's worth money.
Yeah, and I often wonder if because of the way things were back then, where a lot of people wrote letters back and forth, it's a way that people learned about. It was a window into these people's lives, and that's why he's been written about so much. It's actually kind of a lot of like almost not autobiography, but like you can kind of get an idea of what they were thinking at certain times, because they wrote everything down, and they're like, here's the date. And so you were like, oh, this is when he was in this battle, or this is when he was over here,
Right, yeah, they could tie the date to the letter to when he wrote it and what was going on historically that everybody knows. Yeah, it's more, not autobiography, but it's almost more of documenting his own life, which that sounds like an autobiography, but it's not.
Yeah, but it was more about what he was thinking, or at least what he wanted to present that he was thinking. I don't know. But, now we're so connected and stuff, but we don't write things down and write all these things to people like in long form and stuff like I think that he was doing. I don't know. It's just a different time, different way of communicating and stuff.
Well, yeah, now everything is through text. So you get, a sentence or two at a time tops, or you might just get an emoji. Like, Mike, I don't even know why you keep sending me the eggplant.
Yeah, well, I think it's always between poop or eggplant, and sometimes it's just both,
is it because when you eat eggplant, it makes you go poop?
Yes, clearly, Matt. Clearly, that's what it is.
That's what it is. Got it. So no eggplant parm for you, Mike.
Yep, no eggplant parm.
Yeah, that went off the rails a little bit there, didn't it?
Yes, it did went off the reels. Yes.
Off the reels, not the rails, the reels.
Yeah, the reels. Isn't that what you said?
I said rails.
Oh, I thought you said reels. Oh man, you should have kept it.
It would have been funnier.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
You blew it now, so
Story
let's
of
just
my
move it
life.
on.
Okay, yes, sir. Mike, what else do you want to talk about Napoleon?
The romance and like the love interest or conflict. I don't even know how to describe it.
All the
I
sex
guess
scenes?
the relationship. Oh, dude, the sex scenes were hilarious.
You know, that's one that people
Napoleon really went at it, Matt.
Oh, yeah. That's one that people are talking about is, one, the sheer amount of sex scenes, but two, the how much humor this movie has.
It does have a lot of humor, and it's, I don't know, like, it's even weird they're fighting because it seems so formal sometimes. I don't know, and I it could be just the way that they were. I don't know, like, it was weird. But then he was like, Napoleon was viewed by everyone as like a well, not everyone, but the upper echelons of society as like an outcast. But because he was good at war, they were like, we're gonna have to leave him.
Well, that, and also he didn't come from money.
Yeah, but he didn't have any manners though, I guess. So
Right, because he didn't come from money.
Yeah, it annoyed people.
Right.
Because he just told them stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't have, like, I guess, pleasantries and, like, I don't know. It came off in the movie, and I imagine in the 4-hour version it might be better, but it seemed like sometimes just a little odd, some of the scenes.
Again, that's why I was saying that I think it's a lot of it is the pacing and it having to be cut up and dropped down to 2 hours and 30 minutes or whatever. Because, I mean, there is a huge cut that we're going to get, or we've been told we're going to get. Mike, are you going to watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. I don't know when I'll find time, but I'll figure it out, Matt. I mean, 4 hours.
What I see you doing is watching it like an hour at a time.
I might be able to do that, yeah.
Like an hour one day,
an hour the
before
next
you go
day.
to bed, hour next day, something like that. Yeah. I'm going to try and do it in one sitting, but I don't know, dude. That's a lot of time commitment. It depends kind of what's going on in my life, but yeah, I honestly, I don't want to say I'm looking forward to a 4-hour long movie, but I kind of am, because I really like this movie as it is. It's just missing just a little bit for it to be one of Ridley Scott's like best films. So I'm wondering if my opinion of it'll change when the 4-hour version comes out. Because, dude, seriously, the costuming, incredible. The battles, absolutely amazing. I keep comparing it to like Braveheart. I mean, can you believe that people literally stood in fields, even at this point in time after we whooped their butts? The English, they still stood in open fields and just blatantly shot at each other. Like, it's still insane to me.
Dude, it is insane. I don't understand why you'd just be like, well, I'm just going to run into these bullets.
Yeah. I'm just going to go die. Let's hope they don't have a cannon. Let's hope the dude aiming at me misfires. Like, it's insane to me. I just don't understand it at all. I understand where it comes from. It comes from the sword fighting and all that stuff back in the Braveheart times. But when you switch to guns, dude, that's just stupid.
I will say one more thing. One thing I really liked that Joaquin Phoenix did with Napoleon's character was every time the cannons were about to fire, he'd like put his fingers in his ears, but kind of like in a weird, like snarky way. It was like, it was funny.
Oh, I liked it. He was like, oh yeah, here it comes, baby. That's kind of what he was doing.
Yeah, it was interesting. And it's many times throughout the movie. So, like all the battles, I think they show that.
Yeah, he didn't do it like once or twice in one of the battles, but here, I got to talk about this because my brother-in-law, his favorite scene of the whole movie, I'd love to get your thoughts on it. there is a scene where Napoleon isn't quite an emperor yet. I think he might be a general, but he might still be a captain. I'm not sure. It was that transition after the first battle. There's an uprising, and they send Napoleon out, and he tells his brother, I believe it's his brother who's in Congress or Parliament or whatever it was back then.
Yeah.
And he's like, here, Napoleon, can you go take care of this kind of thing? And he says, okay, if I'm going to do it, you cannot question what I do. No matter what it is, you cannot question what I do. And his brother wouldn't agree. And he's like, do you want me to take care of it or not? And he said, yes. And so Napoleon goes out there with like 20 cannons and just levels the first 4 or 5 rows of just people, just unarmed people, just fucking obliterated them, right?
Yeah.
That is my brother-in-law's favorite scene of the entire movie.
Wow. Interesting. He just likes the innocent people just getting... I mean, they were uprising, but wow. Or I forget what they called the rebels, and like, I don't know. It was a little confusing on who...
Well, they had royalists because there was a lot of different things that happened during that time period. That's why it's rough when they shoved all this time and all this shit into like, you know, a 2-hour-long movie. I mean, it's like 20 years of craziness, you know?
Yeah.
It really is. But yeah, that was one of the, I think they were called the royalists, but they were trying to overthrow the government again. And Napoleon wasn't having it. And I think my brother-in-law just liked it because of the carnage. But I was just like, dude, that was insane. Because we did shit like that in our country, just not with cannons. They did it with guns. And every single time it happened, they always called it a massacre.
Well, I mean, I don't know what they called it in France, but that dude is brutal, but it was effective, right? The uprising stopped.
It did.
And then...
right away.
And then, yeah. Another aspect of this movie that I thought was interesting, which I know is history, was he got exiled.
I didn't know he was exiled twice. I thought he was only exiled once. I didn't know he was exiled twice.
Yeah, he was exiled once, and then he got impatient and came back. And it was like, just everyone was like, well, you're Napoleon. All right, we'll follow you. And it was like he kind of like led this almost revolution again.
Yeah, he was trying to gain power again.
Yeah.
That's 100% what it was. And it worked, almost.
Yeah, it almost worked. And then, what was it? Was that Alexander the Great? They called it Tsar Alexander.
Yeah,
and,
I don't know if it was Alexander the Great, but he was the first Tsar of Russia, which is basically like king. Or not the first Tsar, but he was Alexander the First. So I don't think that was Alexander the Great.
Oh, okay. That was interesting how like the different alliances and stuff like they were showing, and I feel like they'll dive into some of that stuff more because some of that stuff seemed real rushed again. Like the meeting with Alexander was just one thing, and it just didn't seem like there was much to it. And then there was the Josephine thing. I don't know, man. I felt like there could have been more. Because he was such a important character, you know, like it seemed like they were building him up to be such this important character who was rough, and then the Moscow scene was cool.
Okay, yeah, I had to look it up too because it was driving me nuts. Alexander the Great was in Greece; he was not Russian.
Oh, okay.
And
all right,
Alexander in this film is Russian.
Gotcha. All right.
So yeah, sorry, it was driving me nuts. I had to look it up.
All right. I didn't know if it was. Yeah. Anyway, it's fuzzy on my history there, Matt. So thank you.
Well, that's just one of our American upbringings. Is that we mostly studied American history. We really didn't study a whole lot of world history. I mean, I studied a little bit more because I was in college, but even then, a lot of what I studied in college was more specific, like things. Like my favorite history class I took when I was in college was the history of the British Empire. I mean, that shit is insane, dude. And
oh yeah, man, they were everywhere.
I could have taken 4 years just studying that, and they crammed it all in one semester. And one of the best history classes I've ever taken. It's crazy how powerful such a small nation became because they had engineering of incredible ships and could build them fast.
Which Matt, coming back to this movie, he talks about, he's like, all you guys do is have boats.
It's true. I didn't mean to tie it back, but that's exactly what it is. And it worked. I mean, look, the British literally ruled almost the entire freaking planet for a long time.
No, it did work, but it was funny, Matt, because you just said that, and then there's that line in the movie that's like, all you guys do is have really good boats.
Yeah, lots of them. And you saw that. That was one of the first things he did was attack the ships, and you see him trying to save as many as they can, but they still sunk a ton of them.
Yeah.
Anyways, I could talk about this shit all day long because I love history. I love historical movies. I mean, this is my jam. You know, I like this kind of stuff, Mike. I really do. Not as much as I love sci-fi, but I think, you know, epics like this are, you know, they're up there for me as far as a film genre. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cool that you can still make some of this stuff because I feel like these are projects that the directors and producers really want to make and might not be as well received. I do think this is it's made some money, right? I didn't see the results this weekend.
I don't know.
Actually.
You're the box office king, Mike. You should know. But
I should know.
But I hope it makes money because like this is the kind of shit that we need. It's somewhat educational. It's very entertaining. It's huge epics. Yeah, sure. A lot of the epicness in this is CGI versus, you know, epics of the past. But a lot of this stuff they really did do, you know. If people don't go and see movies like this, as well as seeing the superhero movies, as well as seeing the kid movies and support them, they're just going to stop making them. And then we're going to get nothing but crap. And it's already kind of starting to go that way.
Yeah, it looks like opening weekend it made $20.6 million, but like right now its worldwide total is $79 million. So I mean that's not bad.
Yeah, but I think it probably cost more than that to make.
It probably did, but it should make. I think it'll make its money back. I don't know if it'll be profitable, but
that's the hard part, man. The studios need their money. You know, that's all it is. It's all the money. They don't care about the art form. They care about the money.
Yeah. They want those greenbacks.
They do. So, all right, Mike. Well, let's just go ahead and jump into it before we fall asleep. How many reels do you give Napoleon?
I'm going to give this one 3.5 reels.
3.5?
That's it, dude. 3.5. What are you giving it, Matt? You giving it 4.5, Mr. History, Mr. I love this?
You know, that's what I was saying. I think I'm going to have to go back and watch the second version when it comes out because it'll probably go up. But I dropped it a full reel because of the inaccuracies of the history and the pacing and all that stuff. So I give it 4 out of 5 reels. But I still really, really enjoyed it.
Okay. All right.
So we're close, Mike. We're close.
All right. Matt, did you say you would tell the audience to go watch this in the theater?
Oh, dude, definitely. 100%. The battle scenes alone, I've had several people ask me if this is good. I have some friends that are into history and stuff like that. And I'm like, you have to go see this in the theaters because having that big screen, even though I don't have an IMAX or any of that crazy ass shit, just having that 20, 30, 50-foot screen, however big you're watching it on, with these battle scenes, this is an epic movie, man, and you got to have an epic screen. This is the kind of movie that, you know, is made for the theaters. You got to see it in the theaters. I'm sorry, you do.
Yeah, for sure.
So, all right, Mike, well, with your short answers, I'm guessing it is time to tell our listeners what we're talking about next week.
Yes, it is, man. And you know.
And Mike doesn't remember what that is because I'm the one that picked it. I'm very excited about this movie. I really have been looking forward to this since I saw the first trailer. It is from a studio or production company that we both really love because they take risks on films like this. But it's called Dream Scenario, and it's brought to us by A24.
Oh, yeah, man. We've watched quite a few A24 movies, and they are good, man. They are real good.
And I think this is going to be another one. I think this is going to be a really good movie. I've watched some interviews, even though I try to stay away from the spoilers. I watched some interviews of Nick Cage. So it stars Nicolas Cage, of Nick Cage talking about this film. He says this is the best movie he's ever done.
Wow. Okay.
That's a bold statement. So anyways, that's what we're going to see for next week's podcast that comes out this Thursday, November 30th. Or actually, technically December 1st. But anyways, so we're going to chat about that next week. If you want to hear my early review about it, I will be talking about it on the radio, which I'm on every day from 9 until 10 a.m. at KYCA. If you're local, that's 103.5. Or you can just download the KYC app on the Apple Store or the Google Store or wherever you get apps, and you can listen to us live. So anyways, Mike, thanks for coming back and trying to stay awake. And it was weird. We didn't do a podcast for 1 week, and it felt like it was a month.
Yeah, no, it is weird not doing it, but we're back, at least till Christmas.
Yeah, we'll probably have to take a break then. I'm just wondering, not to keep extending our podcast here, Mike, but if we have a slowdown in theater movies in December, I think we should do a Christmas movie, a classic, something we haven't done yet.
Okay. I think we could do that, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that. But at least definitely the week of Christmas, we'll have to do something like that.
Yeah, man. All right. Sounds good.
So anyways, all right, Mike. Well, I keep chatting and chatting and chatting because I keep having ideas pop in my head. You know, like we were talking about before we started recording, I'm an idea man.
You are an idea man, Matt, for sure. You're the guy.
I'm the man. Okay, Mike, go ahead. Do your thing.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Make sure to enter our contest to win the
dumb money. See, he's falling asleep. He's falling asleep, people. Don't hate on it.
Yeah. To win dumb money, just send Mike at Real Film Nerds your favorite Ridley Scott movie, and you can win a digital code for that movie. And so make sure to follow us on the socials, Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. All right. Well, I think that's it, Matt. I got everything right.
Yeah, except for thanks everybody for listening. We'll chat with you next week.
All right. Well, Matt did it. So there.
Thank you for listening to The Real Film Nerds. Now, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Real Film Nerds. Now, go out and catch a movie.
Welcome, everyone, to Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, episode number 39, Napoleon. Welcome, Matt. How are you this fine evening?
Well, how do our listeners know it's an evening? They might be listening to this in the morning.
How are you this morning?
You're crazy. You take 1 week off and you get even more insane. How is this possible?
Oh, you don't know. I've been pretty insane and crazy tonight. Anyway.
And you picked tonight to do your podcast. So this is going to be hell.
This is it. Oh, Napoleon was so great. Fantastic. I love that movie. I want to see it.
You know what my favorite part of Napoleon is?
What?
I like the vanilla and the chocolate. I'm not a fan of the strawberry.
You don't? Oh, I like the whole Megillah. Yum,
Hold
yum.
on, wait. We're not talking about the ice cream?
No.
Well, then what are we doing on this podcast? I'm here to talk about food and how delicious ice cream is.
Nope. We're talking about Napoleon. Oh,
This
boy.
is Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Cookies, right? And what goes better with cookies than ice cream?
Oh, gosh. Now I have to go get some ice cream. Oh, never mind.
Maybe some cookies and cream ice cream.
Hey, guys. That was a fantastic, epic, fantastic, awesome movie.
What, the cookies and cream?
No, Napoleon. Oh, and I did.
Well, Mom, what? Okay, so let's rewind back. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Okay.
Napoleon stars who and is directed by who?
Well, I got 1 out of 2. Wait, no, maybe I don't have any. Oh, come on. Joaquin Phoenix. And I don't remember the girl's name right now. It's was it Vanessa? No, I don't know.
Vanessa Kirby.
I didn't remember her last name. Kirby, like the vacuum. Okay. And I don't remember.
Stop moving your phone around so much. It's making all kinds of noise.
It is?
Yes. You can't hear it. I can because I have a headset on.
Well, that's cool because mine needs charged. Anyway, I thought Joaquin.
Who directed it?
You tell them. I can't remember his name.
Children, if this is a lesson for you, this is why you don't do drugs. Because when you turn 80, you don't remember anything unless it's attached to your body in some way, shape, or form.
Okay,
anyways, the director is Ridley Scott. Also, he's 85.
Ridley, I'm sorry, Ridley.
What is your excuse, Mother?
I have no idea. Ridley should remember my name too. There you go.
Where's your epic film about Napoleon?
Nowhere. But I did research on wait. No, well.
What's it like being a disappointment?
When did Napoleon take over and the government? What year?
Now she's just ignoring me.
Well, yeah.
When did Napoleon take over the government? I don't know. It was in the movie.
1799, I believe. Because and you know, this is one thing I have that I question the movie on. He definitely did wound Robespierre, but the historians say that Robespierre was beheaded at the guillotine. So he must not have died when Napoleon did that, because I don't know. I'm confused about that one. Okay.
Well, great. We're here to talk about the movie, not the historical facts. So please talk about the movie.
Okay. The movie was just gorgeous. It was great where they show where he's at Versailles, and I don't remember the name of the other castle that they went to. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful stuff. Wonderful battles. He had 5 battles, at least, Napoleonic Wars with different sundry countries. And it was just really great. I didn't realize he was that dynamic a general. And Matt, for your information, when I was looking things up about Napoleon's history, he did ride that horse, whatever kind it is, and I don't know what kind it is.
It looked like an Arabian.
There is a gorgeous painting with him and the horses rearing up on his hind legs. Beautiful painting, if anyone wants to look it up.
That's great. I never questioned him riding a horse, Mom.
Oh, well, they said, well, no, people said you said he didn't ride into battle, which.
No. What the historians and people that studied him.
Okay.
History people.
Mm-hmm.
We're on understanding now.
Mm-hmm.
Stated that he was not leading the charge and he was not physically fighting people in the battles. He was at the battlefields. He commanded from the battlefields, but he did not physically stab or kill or maim people, is what I told you.
Okay. All right.
And in the movie, they show him doing that. They show him riding his horse and doing all that stuff. Now, the first battle is when he is a captain, not when he is a general or an emperor. Because think about it, Mom, if he's in the battle, it's also just how they do it today. It's how they've done it for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the person that is commanding the battlefield and the troops on how to do it and what to do and where to do, and you put them in the battle and they get killed, what happens to all the other troops? It's like chickens with their heads cut off.
They run.
You need to have a leader, and that's why he wasn't in the battle. He can't risk dying.
Oh, I got that. Okay, cool. Right.
Glad
Anyway,
I've explained it to you at least twice now.
fantastic. The battles were fantastic. Waterloo was over the top awesome and epic. And before he became emperor and Robespierre was being horrible, and people were demonstrating in the streets, and well, it was called the French Revolution, and that he killed a lot then with the cannons. Kaboom! I think, yeah, he did, and I think he was right there. I'm not positive though, because I'm not sure. Anyway, great movie, and I think Joaquin did a great job. He was, I think he must have studied a lot of his posture, of his demeanor, and how he behaved. And then there were, for people's knowledge, this is R-rated, some sexuality, but no nudity, which was unique.
Sexuality, Mom. He rails Josephine multiple times, and it shows her bent over, and he's going to town.
I know, but she's not nude.
Well, is that why you're disappointed in this film? Is there's no nudity?
I don't care. I don't care about women being nude. That doesn't bug me at all.
Well, I know you like having nudity in film.
Well, only I like six-pack abs. I like to see that. I love guys.
Well, that's not nudity.
Oh, it is too. Wait till Aquaman comes out.
Okay, well then we will have this discussion with Lisa on Friday.
What?
About what nudity is.
Oh, heavens. I know what nudity is, for goodness sakes.
Well, you just said six-pack abs is nudity. If six-pack abs are nudity, then how come people can't be arrested for it? But they can be arrested for not having pants on.
Oh, well, that's different. I'm not.
That's nudity.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Sorry.
We're real close to putting you in a home, Mom.
Well, they were inferring that he tried a lot, but they couldn't have children. So, yeah, that was kind of a sad thing. She was very beautiful, though. There are many paintings of her. And I think Vanessa did a beautiful job of that. She was very good. Mm-hmm. So, what's your opinion?
My opinion, everybody already heard. They just heard it for the last hour and a half.
Hour and a half. See, wow. Oh,
why do you think I said you got to keep your jazz to 15 minutes?
Okay, 15's up, right?
If you were done with your podcast, it can be up.
Well, okay. Anyway, I highly suggest that everyone go see that. I absolutely, it's beautiful photography, great sets. Yeah. And just the battle scene of Waterloo is just amazing. If you can't see anything else, that was amazing. And I really, really enjoyed that film, and so did everybody. And the place was packed when I went, and that was the first day.
Well, my question is, Napoleon was in 61 different battles, killing or being in charge of 3 million deaths at a minimum. Why did Ridley Scott only show us 4 battles when there were 61?
61? When I Googled it, it said he, I don't know. Because my Google said he didn't do that many battles.
He was in 61 battles in his lifetime.
My goodness. And he got through all of them. That was one thing that got me. He never was killed. I don't know. It never said he was wounded any time, but he may have been. I don't know. But that's really amazing.
Is Napoleon the reason why you studied French in college? Because you wanted to be French, even though you're going against your own heritage?
I love the French language. It is beautiful, even though I've forgotten most of my vocabulary. And do you know, I was thinking about it. People grouch about it not being in French, but do you know, it would have been worse if they had tried to speak the French language and it came off kind of wrong or cockamamie. I can
Well,
see
they should have hired French actors to do it if they were going to do it that way. Not
true.
Joaquin Phoenix.
No, but he did a marvelous job, and I think it was splendid the way it was done. There.
Why are
And
the French people so awful, though?
they're not awful. What do you mean?
They're not nice.
Some are very nice. Why?
How many times have you been to France?
Not at all.
Okay, then.
But I have friends who have been to France many times. And
In this century?
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they go over there and they really they enjoy it, but then some of them are very rude. I will admit that. I've heard that from other friends that
See? They're
you
all
know,
very rude. Even though
no,
we saved their butts in WW1 and WW2.
oh, I don't know that they're all rude. You know, I'm not sure actually, and I won't ever end up going to France when I'm 81 years old. No way.
Well, you
But
can go. You just refuse to get on an airplane. So that's your own fault.
but the language the language is beautiful, you know, and it's hard.
I think you just like French because you like croissants
Nah,
or
that's
French fries
no.
or French bread.
Well, that's pretty good stuff, actually. Yeah, and I have
Or
favorite chefs that are French, and I do copy their recipes. Oh my goodness.
or macarons.
Lyon has some great recipes.
Or
And
no, are they macaroons? Or are they macarons?
I don't know, I call them macaroons. I don't know if they would pronounce that.
Ho ho.
Yeah,
Well, you're the one that speaks French, not me, old biddy.
okay, I'll call Jacques and see if he can help me.
Is Jacques your French boyfriend you had in college?
No, Jacques Pepin is a world famous French chef, and he's, I think, older than I am now, but he has a Facebook page, and I go there and I get recipes of his.
Are you guys best friends then? Like, is that just what happens when you get old? You know everybody that's old?
No, I didn't know he was that old, but
Well, you said he was old.
he is. He actually cooked with Julia Childs. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. He's a very famous French chef and has great recipes. Awesome. Really.
Well, then why is your cooking so bad?
I don't know, but it is. It's horrid.
Oh, mother.
Back to the books.
Okay, so we'll stop this shenanigans because you're just not playing along very well. As much as I'm trying, you're just not playing along.
Why? What? What did
I don't know. You're just too tired or you're too angry or you're too grumpy or something to be in a joking mood, I guess.
Well, forgive me. Can I make you some croissants?
Yes.
No.
Are they cookie croissants?
No. It wouldn't be. Anyway.
Okay, Ma. Then what? Bleh, bleh, you're talking over me.
Okay.
How many croissants do you give Napoleon?
I give it 5.
5 croissants.
I loved it. Yes.
This is the best movie you've seen all year.
Well, it's equal to the other best movies that I've seen.
And what are those?
Well, Killers of the Flower Moon's one of them. I just dearly loved.
Gave that a 5? 5 cookies?
Well, no, 4.5 because it was awfully long.
Oh, see, then this is better than that.
Yeah, it is.
And you do know this is the short version of this film, right?
Yes.
The 4-hour version will be out on Apple TV.
And I want to see that one too.
You will probably sleep through the whole thing.
No, I won't sleep through the whole thing.
You should watch it in the morning when you're wide awake after having your bacon and sausage croissant from Burger King.
That's true.
Or croissant-wich.
Yes. That's a good one. That's about the French cooking I get anymore. Oh, boy.
You said you follow that guy on Facebook, but you don't do any of his cooking? What the F?
Well, a lot of it's pretty hard. And I don't know.
Well, that's your own ding-dang fault.
Well, I know. He
Follow
did.
the easy recipes.
And, well, hey, okay. I'll do that. Anyway. Yes.
Okay, so
everyone go
next week.
movie.
What?
Next week. Next week, what?
Well, what were you saying about this movie?
You should go see it.
In the theaters, or should they wait until it's on Apple TV Plus?
Theaters with the wide expanses of the battles and city street. Oh, yeah. See it in the movie. It's much more effective.
In the theaters, Mom. A movie is the movie. You got to say the place.
In the theater. Okay.
Or the cinema.
The cinema. Okay.
Okay, we good now?
Yep.
Okay, so what about next week's movie, Dream Scenario?
I have no idea what in the world that is, and it's
What,
not.
in the Heen Fire? It's Nicolas Cage.
Well, and I love Nicolas, and I hope it's good. And I hope
You haven't seen a trailer for it.
no,
You don't even know what it's about.
not really. Maybe I should see if I can get the trailer. Okay.
Well, maybe not. It might be more exciting if you go in cold.
Oh, that might be.
It
Mhm.
might blow your mind.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yes.
Okay. Gonna blow my mind.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so 5 croissant-wiches for Napoleon from Ma Hinshaw.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is that how many you gave it on the radio?
Shoot, I can't remember what I did. Probably 4.5 or something.
Oh, hell.
I
Now
don't.
you got to go back and listen to the radio.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, well.
Anyways, okay, so this has gone on way too long.
Right.
Way too long.
Yes.
But don't forget to tune in, listen to me and Ma Hinshaw on KYCA. You can download the app on your iPhone. You can listen to it on the web. You can listen to it on your Android device, or if you're in the Prescott area, it's at 103.5 FM or 1490 AM if you want to listen to it on the AMs. But we're on between 9 and 10 a.m. Arizona time. Ma Hinshaw comes on Fridays. She comes on about 9:45 and gets shellacked by Lisa, not just me. So, anyways, thank you everyone for listening to another just horrifying episode of Ma Hinshaw Loses Her Croissants. We will chat at you next week with the brand new Nicolas Cage film, Dream Scenario.
Au revoir.